So I thought I'd write a song for her. It's called Hell, which I think is a nickname. I think. Well, her name is Helen, she writes quite well, she is the belle of the ballerine. She took us on a trip with Monkey Grip in the 1970s. And ever since, we've been hooked from this house of grief to everywhere I look. Well, her name is Helen, she writes quite well, she is the belle of the ballerine. She grew up down in Geelong town, that's where they made forts. Around the stove in Ocean Grove, where she spent her childhood bored. Melbourne in the 70s, freedom was a god, but a dog with fleas, and her name is Helen, she writes quite well, she is the belle of the ballerine. Teaching was her occupation, till she got fired by the board for teaching sex education, using four-letter words. She went home without a fight and picked up a pen and began to write, and her name is Helen, she writes quite well, she is the belle of the ballerine. The sexual revolution led to pregnancy. She was pushing a pram on a Melbourne tram before she was 23, and wrote the rest of Monkey Grip with a lovely little daughter on her hip, and her name is Helen, she writes quite well, she is the belle of the ballerine. People have their problems, marriages will fail. Hell had a couple of husbands, not counting Murray Bale. On radio once she said, look, I lose a husband every time I write a book, and her name is Helen, she writes quite well, she is the belle of the ballerine. Her face is quiet and open, her language sure and taut. She found ways of coping through weeks and months in court. A legal student on a murder rap, a junkie caught in a monkey trap. Well, her name is Helen, she writes quite well, she is the belle of the ballerine. She writes to show what we cannot know and never to impress, with open eyes that sympathize with those who had transgressed the sins for which we cannot atone. Only the innocent may want to throw the first stone, and her name is Helen, she writes quite well, she is the belle of the ballerine. Well, she writes the kind of stories that make folks want to sue, like Cosmo Cosmolina to the last days of Shanu. Marriages on the brink, the television, the kitchen sink, these houses where we live our lives as fathers, daughters, husbands, wives. Her name is Helen, she writes quite well, she is the belle of the ballerine. Well, we get the sheets on these crowded streets and we get our food at Coles. We get numb if we succumb to the darkness in our souls. People break, people mend, put their lives back together again. So Helen sat down to write, drag it out into the light. I wrote this song, it may not sell, but I just want to say a little thank you. Hell, yes, your name is Helen, you write quite well, you are the belle of the ballerine. I said your name is Helen, you write quite well, you are the queen of the ballerine.